New details this morning on the Gabby Petito case. Court documents just filed by her family allege that the family of her fiance knew exactly what happened to her weeks before she was found.
This is part of a lawsuit filed against the Laundrie family, and our Kelly Cowan joins us live now to explain.
Good morning to you guys. Yeah, if they didn't know exactly what happened to them, this lawsuit at least says that they knew enough to know that she was not going to be found alive and that they could have helped out with the investigation. They could have let her family know that she was dead, but that they didn't. And in fact, they said, according to this lawsuit, it said that Brian had contacted them just 2 days after he allegedly killed Gabby Petito, strangled her, left her in a national park in Wyoming, and according to this, had called his parents, let them know that she was, quote, gone, and that he needed a lawyer. Now, those weeks that passed between those phone calls, her family figuring out that she was not responding to any texts, and then her body being discovered, were especially agonizing for the Petitos. According to these new court documents, the Laundries have admitted, though, that they knew that she would not have been found. And again, that's because that it's 2 days after they believe that she was murdered. Brian called them to tell them all of this information. They reached out to a lawyer the very same day, and then within 3 days, they'd hired criminal defense attorneys in Wyoming, where Gabby's body was later discovered. So instead of helping in their increasingly desperate search for their daughter, the Petito family attorneys say that the Laundries lawyered up and began dodging and then eventually blocking their calls and texts.
It's believed that Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie were aware that Gabby Petito had been murdered by their son, Brian Laundrie. Of course, they never came forward and disclosed anything at all prior to the time that Gabby was actually located. And so we learned through the deposition that I believe it was August 29th that Brian Laundrie had called his parents.
Now, the documents also mention that text messages that were sent from Gabby's phone after her death are believed to have been sent from Brian. The Petitos believe that Brian was using her phone to send messages in an attempt to cover up the murder. And one suspicious text in particular came the same day that it's believed that he killed her. Gabby's mom said that the text referred to her grandfather by his first name, which is something she says she never would have done. Attorneys also claim that Brian continued to use Gabby's phone to impersonate her and throw off suspicion after he'd already told his own parents about what happened to Gabby and had hired an attorney who was representing them. Now, the Petito family is not only suing for emotional distress, intentional infliction of emotional distress, but they say that any monies that they recover from this case are going to go to the Gabby Petito Foundation. That's a foundation that they set up in her memory, and it helps the victims of domestic violence.
All right, Kelly, thank you.